From the Newstalk ZB newsroom, this is Newsfix.
In this update, more relief is on the way for the battered East Coast. The Emergency Minister is funnelling $3 million to Wairoa to recover from last week's flooding. Stormy conditions have ravaged Hawke's Bay and Taraifiti, causing power outages and hundreds of property evacuations. Jordan Dunn has more.
Wairoa feared the worst when its river overflowed and flooded 120 homes in the lower part of town. Mark Mitchell says the money will help remove sediment and debris from affected households. $600,000 was already pledged to the Wairoa Mayoral Fund after the flooding.
Joe Biden and his team are desperately trying to reassure voters he's still up for the top job. Today he's admitted to crowds in Wisconsin the debate against Donald Trump wasn't his best work, but is adamant he'll run for another term as president. CNN asked Democratic Congressman Jerry Connolly whether Biden is still the party's strongest candidate.
Everybody is waiting for the dust to settle from the aftermath of the debate, and I think this next week is going to be critical.
Former UK Prime Minister Liz Truss is among the Conservatives who've lost a seat in Parliament after a devastating loss for the party. After 14 years in power, it's the party's worst electoral performance for generations. In his final address at Downing Street as Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak has apologised to the public.
I have heard your anger, your disappointment, and I take responsibility for this loss.
Rishi Sunak has met with the King to tender his resignation, closing his chapter in power. The majority of the country's expired COVID supplies are set to be recycled. It's part of a Health NZ solution which will see a local business dispose of PPE and antigen tests. National Public Health Service Director Nick Chamberlain says a mix of processes will be used.
A significant amount of product is going to be converted waste to energy, and that will be a mix of some wood products into an alternative fuel.
And that's news. In sport, Beauden Barrett is backing the call that will see him come off the bench in tonight's All Blacks season opener against England. In a surprise move, Stephen Perofeta has pipped the 123 Test veteran to start in the number 15 jersey, with Barrett to come off the bench. Speaking at an Adidas season launch, Barrett says he backs the decision to use the form players at 10 and 15.
I fully supported that and acknowledge that that's important to do so. They deserve their opportunities, and I've been right behind them this week.
Olympic tennis bronze medalist Marcus Daniel has expressed despondency at being denied selection for the Paris Games alongside doubles partner Michael Venus. New Zealand will be represented in the women's doubles by Erin Routliffe and Lulu Sun. That's sport. I'm Sandy Hodge.
For more news, listen to Newstalk ZB live on iHeartRadio.